Okay, if you are still struggling with how to find that point of intersection by substitution method, I have a couple more problems here to do with you. So remember, our end goal is finding the point of intersection. We want to find an x, y value. We can find that on a graph, or we can find it by substituting with one of these equations. So the first equation, we have 3x plus y equals 5, and the second we have 2x minus y equals 10. Now what we want to do, because we have an x and a y, we have two unknowns. So we have got to stick something into one of those that is going to help us actually solve for x or solve for y. So the reason this is called substitution is that we are substituting something in for either x or y. So I think the first one is just as easy to work with. So we're going to take this first equation and we're going to subtract 3x over here. And we are going to then have y equals negative 3x plus 5. That means that y equals that right there. So then every time I find a y in that second equation, I'm just going to substitute that in. So we would rewrite it as, or the second equation, 2x minus, got to keep the minus there, and I'm going to put in parentheses the negative 3x plus 5, and then equals 10. So there is my full substituted in. Remember, everywhere I found y, I put in that negative 3x plus 5. Now all I have to do is solve. So remember those two negative signs there? Do you see those two negative signs? They're going to turn into a positive for that first part there. 2x, negative 1 times negative 3x is plus 3x. But that negative 1 distributed to the 5 is going to make it negative, and then equals 10. So 2x plus 3x is going to be 5x. Come over here and write it. 5x, and then I'm going to add my 5 to both sides. 5x, and then if I add the 5 to the other side, to the 10, I'm going to have equals 15x. Or excuse me, 15. Then I divide by 5, and I divide by 5, and I'm left with x equals 3. I come up here, and I'm going to pop the 3 in. So I know x equals 3. Now I take that back to one of my original equations. Let's put 3 in. We'll put 3 in right here. 2 times 3 is going to be 6 minus y equals 10. So I have the 6 there. I'm going to subtract 6, and I'm left with negative y equals 4. And this is probably confusing you the way that I did this. I apologize. But you have to make this a positive y, so it's going to be positive y, and that negative is going to pop over there. So you would be left with negative 4. So 3 and negative 4. So again, I apologize about how quickly I ran through here. We're going to take that 3. We're going to substitute it in here. 2 times 3 is 6. I'm left with 6 minus y equals 10. I subtract the 6, and I'm left with negative y equals 4. But can I have a negative y? No, I cannot. So I have to swap them. And that's where I come up with my point of intersection. Okay, let's try one more. And then I want you to try your homework and let me know if you're getting stuck on any of this. So give me a second to just erase this board and write the new problem up. And then we will be in business for the next one. Okay. The next problem is x equals 2y and 2x plus 6y equals 15. All right, remember we want to substitute, but look, this one already it's already set up ready for us to go. What does x equal? X equals 2y. So every time I see an x in this second equation, I'm going to put in 2y for it. So I'm going to have 2 times 2y plus 6y equals 15. So I'm going to have 4y plus 6y equals 15. 4y plus 6y is 10y equals 15. I divide by 10. I divide by 10, and I am left with y equals 3 over 2. One of those fractional answers that is often hard to find on your graph. So we come up here, and I have my y, but I don't yet have my x. To find the x, I'm going to take the 3 over 2, and I am going to pop it right back over here into the y, because this is my y value. So 2 times 3 over 2 is going to be 6 over 2, or 3. So 2 times 3 over 2 times 3 is 6, divided by 2. X is going to equal 3. And so there is the point of intersection. So after following through this, I want you to try to do the homework. There's Monday homework, there's Tuesday homework, and if you are having trouble, I want you to email me and let me know where you're having problems, and I will email you back or call you back and we'll talk through it. So I will plan to see you on Wednesday, and we will review this on Wednesday.